There's nothing quite like homemade jam, and this classic version is made with fresh raspberries and it's incredibly easy to make. Now, to begin with, pop the raspberries into a large saucepan. And we're just going to turn on the heat and cook them really gently. And now I've got a lemon. I'm just going to take off the zest. Just use a fine grater. And then we also need the juice. So let's just cut it in half. Squeeze it out. And the lemon juice has got pectin in, and it's pectin which is going to really help our jam to set well. Now, if we just look back at our pan, you can see that the juices have started to run on the raspberries, and that's what we want to see. So I'm just going to break them down a little bit now with the back of a wooden spoon. And keep some texture in there. Now I'm just going to add the sugar, and I'm using jam sugar, and again it's got added pectin which will help with that set. In that goes. And add the lemon zest and juice. Now give it a good stir, and we're keeping the heat gentle still, just until that sugar dissolves. Now this is a classic raspberry jam, but if you wanted to, you could flavour it maybe with some vanilla or a star anise or a nice slice of root ginger. Now the sugar has dissolved, so I'm going to lift out my spoon and raise the heat, and it needs to bubble quite vigorously now for about 5 or 6 minutes, just until we reach setting point. Now that's had its time, so I'm going to test for setting. So just get a teaspoon, and pop a little bit onto a plate, and then pop it into the fridge for a couple of minutes. Now to test for setting, we want to see a wrinkle, so just push the surface of the jam with your finger, and if it wrinkles like this, we know it's going to set really well. So while it's still hot, a ladle is probably the easiest tool for this job. Spoon it into a sterilised jar. And you want to go just a few millimetres from the top of the jar. Now I'm using a Kilner jar, so I'm just going to seal it and leave it to set. If you're using a traditional jam jar, just pop on a wax disc and a cellophane lid and then leave it to set. So there we have it, easy raspberry jam.